But they're like, no, you come back here. And I was like, me? They're like, yeah. So I went over to the table, and they're just like, you're through to the next round. And I was just like, are you serious? I was just like, I just was blown away. Like, my mind was just like so confused right there.
Because you see everyone else in the row, and
everyone was supposedly
everyone's
going home.
bad but you, so come back. You know.
Well,
so.
they told everyone that they were going home, and so I was like, okay. And then it's like, change your mind, you're coming. Yeah. But they're just like playing a trick on me or something. At first I didn't believe them. I was like, are they trying to like make, some drama for the camera to just excite me? And then
well, you already thought that was happening.
I don't know what was going on, because it's like, are you serious? You just told me that I made it through to this round when 30 seconds ago you said none of us were going. It was just, it was just like, I was so excited. I was so stoked just to know that. It's like,
and who were you with at that point? I was
kind of expecting that who was I with?
Who were you with at that point to share all that with?
My dad and my aunt.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so, yeah, it was fun. And, you make friends with the people around you. And, the judges actually said, like, Carly was not too far ahead of me during that day.
Oh, wow.
So they said, it was like, oh, this is cool that we had two people so close to each other. We're like, wow, already? And the day just began. Even though it didn't, it seemed like I was there forever. But that was cool. Yeah.
So then you went on to Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, we went to
right.
The judges, Simon, Paul, Randy, and the whole stories started, and they were wondering why I gasped so much when I breathed, and why I was so wheezy. And I wasn't even planning on telling them. I like totally forgot about the whole vocal process thing. And they mentioned that. I was like, oh well, yeah, it's been kind of gaspy and wheezy since this whole thing happened a few years ago with the vocal process thing. And they're just like, what? Because they asked us about our
if anything happened to you.
Yeah, previous experiences, like anything interesting that's happened to you,
because you had to take a break. Back in the day, you had to take a break for a while to get your
Yeah, I did.
Vocal
just
cords.
Because it's like I could barely get through one song, and I was just like, well, how am I going to make a living of singing and stuff when I can barely sing one song? And it was like a really hard time for me, just because it's like I loved music, I loved singing so much, and here we went to. It was during those Star Search years.
Right.
Where it's like my voice, it was like I was sick for like months, and I wasn't getting better for some reason, so they're like, you need to go to the doctor, It's like, okay, let's go to the doctor. And just because my voice was like wearing out so quickly, and then it was even becoming difficult to talk and breathe. And that's when it was like really weird. That's when the whole weird, like really airy...
You can only function so far when you can't talk or breathe.
I thought it was just that my voice was tired and that I might have needed a break. And so we went to a doctor in L.A. And what's funny is the doctor is actually our doctor on American Idol, who's our throat doctor.
Oh, that's funny.
And so I was like, hey, how's it going? And, they found out, they scoped me and, put the little tube down my throat and just like to check on how... what was going on with vocal cords, and they said, oh, well, you have a partially paralyzed vocal cord. I was like, well, what does that mean? I was still...
How do we fix this?
I didn't even know what it was. They're just like, well, it's where one of your vocal cords doesn't really move, and it doesn't really happen to a lot of kids. And so they're like, this is kind of weird. And it does happen to kids, but it's just like, well, I'm trying to, sing and see what goes on with my music and stuff. So it's like, well, what does that mean? And so they're like, well, you can either have surgery to fix it, which is too risky, especially if you want to sing, or you could just do voice therapy and see what happens after that. I was like, oh, okay. And it's like, how long does that take? It's like, well, we don't know. It could take years. It just, that's the only thing that we can see right now. Sorry, like totally.
Okay.
But yeah, so I started doing voice therapy, and took a kind of a break after that. I was feeling really down then, just because it's like, well, I guess that's it for music. I don't know what to think right now.
Well, then it all started to happen for you. I mean, after that, you ramped it right back up. You got in front of the judges. You told them what was wrong with you. They noticed. They noticed. They're professionals. They noticed, and then they told you that you're going to Hollywood right after that.
And that was just amazing. Just such an amazing experience. Just because you just think like, oh, I'm not good enough. I've watched, the past seasons. You have to be amazing to be on that show. And so, like,
when did it hit you that you were actually amazing?
What?
Well, you just said it for yourself. You have to be amazing to be on that show.
Oh no!
When you go to Hollywood, they just don't let.
Well, that's why
some
it was
people
so
they let.
confusing for me. Right. It was like, why am I still here? I mean, there's so many people that it's like they probably could have won. I thought at least, and so it's like, how did I make it farther than they did? And so it's like each week I was just shocked, that I was still there because the longer you're there, the least likely you are to still be there, because you go. I mean. People keep, going away, and it keeps getting smaller and smaller, the group you're with of contestants. And so it was surprising that I was still there. It was just hard to imagine, because it's like, I always thought, I don't know if I'm good enough to be there, and here I am, I was there still. Yeah. And I was like, well, I'm going to enjoy it while I'm here, and keep working hard and make sure that I do my best, because that was the most important thing, really. Is I want to keep doing my best. I don't want to have any regrets while I'm here. I don't want to feel like, oh, I could have done better, or anything like that.
Well, this is what you want to do forever, right?
Well, yeah, well, as long as I can, at least.
Yeah,
you never know how long it'll last.
That's a good way to put it. So you get through all the. You're in the top 10, the top 5, the top 3. What started going through your mind as you started going through these phases of I'm here again, and now I'm in the top 5, and then the 4, and then the 3. And then the finale's coming, and all your friends are calling, and it must be a wonderful experience.
It was amazing. I just, it's like so many. It's like such a great platform to be on that show, and it's like I can't believe I'm here on this stage performing to this many people. It was just too cool to have that experience. It's like I can't believe this is happening. I was like, I wonder if that will happen sometime in the future, like in 10 years or something like that. But it's like it's happening right now.
Right.
It's like sometimes it's like you don't realize you're actually on that stage singing in front of that many people, and it's like you're there right at that moment, and it's like I can't believe I'm here. It's like, am I dreaming or something? That's how it was with the first audition in front of the Simon, Paul, and Randy. I was like, it totally felt like a dream. I think it was the lights though, because the lights were in my eyes, but it made everything kind of like hazy and stuff, and so I was like, am I actually
belted it
here?
out again.
Yeah, I was just like, just have a good time and enjoy it while it lasts. Because, I didn't know, it's like it could have ended right there. It could have ended at the first audition like I thought it was for a few seconds. Or it could end any time. Because you don't know what's going to happen on that show. That show's so unpredictable. But it's like, I just kept... I was still there until the finale. So,
I know. Well, we all know the outcome.